and today we're going to talk a bit about investing in a camera. Alright, so the first thing you need to know is that investing in a camera is really expensive. So if you're going to do it, you have to commit. But if you're still not sure whether you want to invest in a camera or what camera to invest in, this is the video for you. Just a disclaimer, I'm specifically mentioning only beginner cameras here and different types of cameras to invest in. I'm not going to be talking about the Sony A7 because if you've never put your hands on a camera before and you spend around $3,000 on buying your first camera, you're going to be too scared to even use it. So let's start from the beginning. So my first camera was actually just my iPhone. And you can see in all these videos that all my travel videos, everything I started off with was just basically filmed on my iPhone. And it was an iPhone 7, so this was quite a while ago. But I recently upgraded to a 12, and I can say the video quality is insane. Actually, the B-roll sequence that you saw in the beginning of my setup, that was all filmed on my iPhone 12. So you can see that it is actually pretty good quality. Have some humble beginnings, start with your iPhone and just start taking videos. Start even filming your short films, your commercials, anything. The quality of an iPhone is pretty good now, and actually most smartphones are really high standard for video quality. So don't be ashamed of it, just begin. The whole point of me saying film with your phone in the beginning, like vlog or little spec ads or travel videos, is because it's a great place to start, and it's a great place to see if this is what you want to do. Now, if this is what you want to do and you want to start making some money with that videography skill of yours, it's time to level up a little bit. Now, there's this whole debate between mirrorless or DSLR. Which one do I go for? Now, the difference is the DSLR is a little bit bigger, it's a little chunkier, it's the older version. Mirrorless cameras are far more new and they're actually a lot more expensive. Their video quality is generally higher. They can take up to 120 frames per second or more, depending on the camera that you get. But they're lighter, easier to travel with, all of that good stuff. But if you're just about to begin, why would you purchase a mirrorless camera when you don't even know how a camera might work? My first camera has been this Canon Rebel SL2, and honestly, it's an amazing camera. It takes 180p HD quality videos, and it can take up to 60 frames per second. And honestly, even though your iPhone nowadays can take higher quality video with even better slow-mo than a standard DSLR, or probably equivalent to a good mirrorless camera, if you go to a client saying, "I'll film your ad on my iPhone," they're not going to take you seriously. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. Now, you don't have to tell them that your backup camera might be your iPhone. But when you go and pitch yourself to a client, don't show up with your iPhone and say, "Let me film a professional ad for you," because the chances are you're not going to get that job. One really, really important factor to consider when you're thinking of investing in a camera is, what are you thinking of filming? There's so many different types of cameras for different types of filming. Now, if you're thinking of doing vlogs, maybe start filming with your iPhone and you're getting a bit more serious, invest in that mirrorless camera. Invest in something a bit lighter, because a DSLR is not always going to be helpful when you need to move on the go. If you're thinking about filming adventure videos or high action intensive videos, do not get a camera that's not waterproof or could fall on the floor. It needs to be high durability. And at that point, you might think of getting like a little GoPro or something. They're literally like this big. And they're so cute. I mean, you can pop them in your backpack and you can take great wide angle shots. You can jump into the water or the sea, the ocean with it, take it zip lining, all of that cool stuff. But you can't do that with a DSLR or mirrorless without feeling really freaked out whether you're going to drop it or something bad's going to happen to it. If you're thinking of doing beauty vlogs, if you're thinking of doing tutorial style videos, get a DSLR, get a mirrorless. Those are great starters for getting high quality video and just being able to be yourself and see yourself on a nice screen so you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing, you know what you look like. If you're thinking of shooting events or weddings, mirrorless cameras and DSLRs are great for that too. Anything that can create some beautiful slow-mo footage for you to create a mood and an ambiance. Those are things to think about. Let's talk about the kit lens. If you're thinking of getting a beginner DSLR, your options are going to be just to get the camera body or to get the kit lens. Now, you might just be like, oh, let me get the kit lens. It comes with the package. It's easier. Don't get the kit lens. Now, I don't have anything against kit lenses. I don't think they're terrible. There's a standard 18 to 55 millimeter lens, and it's really not awful. I would say go for the Nifty 50. Now, if you're wondering what this Nifty 50 is, it's just basically a 50mm prime lens, and it's great. It takes some beautiful bokeh. I don't know if it's bokeh or bouquet. I'm gonna say bokeh. It takes some beautiful bokeh, and I would always say go for a prime lens first. Learn your lens, find out the different characteristics of your lens. Each lens has different features to it, has different characteristics of how you're going to approach how the lens blurs the black background in different ways. What type of circle is your bokeh? How does it catch light in different ways? How does it transform that light into your lens? So I would say learn your lens first, and I'll do a different video on bokeh, f-stops, all of that, so you can figure out different characteristics of cinematography. The thing with the kit lens is that everyone has it, and it doesn't give you that depth of field that you really want to experience when you're filming or when you're taking photos, whichever one. You want character in your lens. Main thing is, when you're looking for your first camera, first decide, is this what you want to do? Don't invest in something that you're not going to actually use or make use of. The best advice I can give you is date the camera body but marry the lens. Focus on finding a stunning lens that has character and adds character to your video and makes it unique and different. Whether it be starting with your iPhone or progressing to a really beautiful mirrorless camera, I hope you find your perfect camera, and as always, if you have any questions about cameras or anything below that you'd like me to answer or things that you'd like me to do a future video on, just leave it below in the comments. Bye! Is there birds just everywhere here? Client with your iPhone say, truffle. Birds, 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 birds. Everywhere there seems to be birds. Okay. My brother's staring at me.